This is a 2016 Dodge Dart, not a Toyota Corolla or a Honda, with 287,000 miles on it, and it's for sale, ready for its next owner. How about that? With quality like this, why wouldn't you buy a Dodge Dart over a Honda Civic or a Toyota Corolla back in 2013? I researched very quickly on Carfax.com, where you can get a free Carfax report with every vehicle for sale on their site. I took it upon myself to look up Dodge Darts nationwide, highest mileage in the country. 10 of them popped up, and I went through each Carfax to get a breakdown on just what the owners went through, just to see if you guys were right about the horrid reliability, and the results may shock you. So I have 10 Dodge Darts ranging from 200,000 miles to 287,000 miles, and let's go through the Carfaxes and see what they had to go through. Dodge Dart number 1 is a 2016 Dodge Dart, and out of 203,000 miles, the only thing that was reported on the Carfax done was, of course, oil changes, a water pump, and a water pump gasket, and that was done at 167,000 miles. Dodge Dart number 2 is a first model year 2013 Dodge Dart with 204,000 miles on it. All that has been done to this car are the key was reprogrammed, the blower motor resistor was replaced, the starter was replaced, the brake booster was replaced, and the struts were replaced at 188,000 miles. By the way, Dart number 2, the third owner owned it for almost 8 years, and for this third Dodge Dart, the second owner owned it for almost 9 years. Dodge Dart number 3 is a 2014 Dodge Dart with 205,000 miles on it, and the second owner owned it for almost 9 years. All the items that needed to be done to this Dodge Dart was wheel hub bearings, struts replaced, wheel alignment, of course, spark plugs done at 123,517,000 miles, the oil pressure sender switch was replaced, the tail light assembly, the infamous Dodge tail lights were replaced, spark plugs done at 159,000 miles, and the AC condenser was replaced, as well as the upper radiator hose, spark plugs again at 177,000 miles. The tail light wiring had to be redone. Camshaft position sensor was replaced. The back hub wheel bearings were also replaced, and the car also had a no start condition, which prompted them to replace the spark plugs again. This was not done at a Chrysler place. As you can see, the spark plugs were replaced 3 times. I'm going to chalk that up to shop error, as I've had the same issue with my cars with people putting in the wrong spark plugs or just straight up not changing the spark plugs correctly while not changing the coils either. Our fourth Dodge Dart is a 2015 Dart with 379 miles on it, and the third owner owned it for almost 9 years. The car was involved in a minor accident. The PCM was reprogrammed, the powertrain control module, at 41,000 miles. It was reprogrammed again at 176,000 miles. A recall was done, fuel system cleaned at 199,000 miles, and the catalytic converter was replaced at 389 miles. Our fifth Dodge Dart is a 2015 Dodge Dart with 206,290 miles on it. The third owner owned it for almost 7 years. The maintenance on this car is as follows. At 105,000 miles, the fuel injection system was cleaned. At 182,000 miles, the catalytic converter was replaced. The exhaust manifold was replaced. At 184,000 miles, the coolant was changed. A heater hose was replaced. The radiator fan / condenser module was replaced. The thermostat was also replaced. The upper radiator hose was replaced. Fuel injection system was cleaned. Spark plugs were done, and the valve cover gaskets were replaced. The sixth Dodge Dart is a 2016 Dodge Dart with 209,000 miles on it, and the only thing that's been done to this car was at 78,000 miles, the window switch was replaced, the fuel injection system was cleaned, and also it was involved in a rear end accident. Our seventh Dodge Dart has 211,387 miles on it, and it is a 2015 Dodge Dart. Everything that's been done to this car besides oil changes is, according to the Carfax, nothing. Our eighth Dodge Dart is a 2013 first model year Dodge Dart with 218,848 miles on it. The second owner owned it for almost 8 years. This car has been involved in a minor accident. At 25,000 miles, the blower motor resistor had to be replaced. And at 186,000 miles, the heater hose had to be replaced. Our ninth Dodge Dart is a 2015 Dodge Dart with 243,499 miles on it, and the second owner owned it for almost 10 years. Everything that was done to this Dodge Dart was 3 minor car accidents. Yes, 3 minor car accidents. The powertrain control module was actually replaced, which is an issue. It was replaced early on. At 141,000 miles, the powertrain control module was reprogrammed. After that, a recall was done, as well as a wheel alignment. The Uconnect radio system did have to be replaced. At 177,000 miles, the powertrain control module was reprogrammed once again. And lastly, at 229,000 miles, the starter did have to be replaced. And for our 10th and final Dodge Dart, this is a 2016 Dodge Dart, not a Toyota Corolla or a Honda, 287,000 miles on it, and it's for sale, ready for its next owner. How about that? The first owner owned it for almost 7 years. Now, I bet you guys are really interested in what all had to be done to this car. So far, I'm seeing the powertrain control module was reprogrammed. The body computer, unfortunately, was replaced. The washer pump was also replaced. At 181,697 miles, the spark plugs were replaced. At 208,000 miles, the automatic transmission shift cable was adjusted. That is a recall, and this was not done at a Chrysler place, but I'm not sure if they knew this or not, or if the place let them know this or not, but they didn't have to have this adjusted at all. This is actually a recall that will be covered through Dodge, but people don't like to go to the car dealership for some odd reason. And the last known service for this Dodge Dart was at 245,080 miles. The coolant flange was replaced, the ignition coils were replaced, the spark plugs were replaced, the thermostat was replaced, the upper radiator hose was replaced, and the valve cover gaskets were replaced. No engines, no transmissions, and no horrid stories on here. Contrary to what the rumors is about this car, these cars are actually great cars, and given the chance, you can actually see the service records for a high mileage Dart is as normal as any other car as you can get.